Jerusalem, the holy city that became a battlefield. Jerusalem, a controversial city in the case of the conflict between Palestine and Israel. Jerusalem is one of the cities with an incredibly rich and complex history. It's situated in the southwest part of Israel's territory, in the Judean mountains, between the Dead Sea and Tel Aviv. Generally, the city of Jerusalem is nestled in a mountainous region, with diverse hills and varying topography surrounding it. It's located about 50 kilometers west of the Dead Sea and around 80 kilometers northwest of Tel Aviv, one of Israel's largest cities. The history of Jerusalem dates back thousands of years. Some of the earliest records about Jerusalem come from around 4,000 years ago. Around 2000 BC, the city was mentioned in several ancient writings, including the holy books of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. According to historical accounts, around 1000 BC, King David, or in Islamic belief, Prophet David, successfully took over Jerusalem from the Jebusite tribes. The Jebusites were one of the Canaanite tribes residing in Jerusalem at that time. Later, David's son, King Solomon, built the first temple or the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. This temple became a spiritual center for the Jewish people. Jerusalem then became the capital and the spiritual as well as political center for the ancient kingdom of Israel. The city also holds significant importance in Christian history as many events recorded in the Old Testament of the Christian Bible took place in its surroundings. Similarly, for the followers of Islam, Jerusalem's history is immensely rich and crucial in the context of religious and political history in the Middle East. Jerusalem, or Al-Quds in Arabic, holds significant importance in Islam as the third holiest place after Mecca and Medina. It played a crucial role in the life of Prophet Muhammad and important events in Islam. The history of Jerusalem continued with various changes in power, including the reign of the Persian, Hellenistic, Roman, Byzantine, Arab, Ottoman, and British Mandate empires. Each of these reigns influenced the cultural, religious, and political development of Jerusalem. For centuries, Jerusalem has been the center of complex religious, political, and territorial conflicts. Disputes over religious claims and territories in this city remain highly sensitive issues even today. Since the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, the conflict between Israeli society and Palestine has been the primary focus of the Jerusalem conflict. Battles involving territorial claims, security, human rights, and access to holy sites have been sources of serious conflict in the city. Wars such as the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, the 1967 Six-Day War, the Palestinian Intifadas, and the recent conflicts have worsened the situation and escalated tensions in Jerusalem. The conflict in Jerusalem is also influenced by global political factors. Support from foreign countries to Israel or Palestine, regional security issues, and international peace efforts have played roles in either strengthening or reducing tensions in the region. Throughout the conflict in Jerusalem and in the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict, many countries have lent support to one or both sides. This support could be in the form of political, diplomatic, financial, or military aid. Several nations significantly involved in supporting Israel and Palestine. Jerusalem has become the focal point of dispute among three major world religions, Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, because of its immense significance in religious, historical, and political aspects for these three religions. The long history has led these religions to defend and claim Jerusalem as a city with high historical value for their respective religions. The prolonged conflict in the city has led to an increasingly tangled status for Jerusalem. Presently, the status of Jerusalem remains an extremely controversial and complex subject in the context of international politics, religion, and diplomacy. There are numerous cases affecting the status of Jerusalem itself. For instance, Israel has declared Jerusalem as its undivided and sovereign capital. West Jerusalem, controlled by Israel since 1948, is seen as the capital of Israel, and many government institutions, including the Knesset, Israel's parliament, are situated there. Next is the claim of East Jerusalem by Palestine. Palestine also claims East Jerusalem as the future capital of the internationally recognized Palestinian state. East Jerusalem, occupied by Israel since the Six-Day War in 1967, holds many religious sites and is a center of Palestinian identity. The status of Jerusalem, especially East Jerusalem, remains a subject of conflict and tension between Israel and Palestine, and it's a source of controversy and debate in the international community. Tensions often escalate in vulnerable situations in this city. Most countries in the world, including members of the United Nations, do not recognize Israel's claim over East Jerusalem as an undivided capital. Recognition of Jerusalem's status remains a disputed and inconsistent subject among nations. Efforts continue by various parties, including regional and international states, to address the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and achieve sustainable peace. One central point in these negotiations is the status of Jerusalem, where various solutions have been proposed to resolve this issue. With the complexity involving religious, political, cultural, and historical claims, Jerusalem remains a crucial focus in efforts to achieve a fair resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Despite Israel recognizing Jerusalem's current status as its capital, the debate continues to find an acceptable and sustainable solution for both sides.